Absolutely.
Well, our next guest is a certified integrative nutrition health coach, emotional eating coach, and the owner of Pure Simple Wellness.
And she's here to help us stay on track with healthy eating all summer long. Please welcome Elizabeth Girouard to the show. Hello, good morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning, and I'm coming to you live from the Pure Simple Wellness kitchen.
Oh, yay, I love it. All right, so I have to tell you a brief story. I ate so well on Monday, and by Tuesday, I was 2 slices of pizza and 4 garlic knots in at lunch, and I was only at the office. Help.
Oh, my Lanta. Yeah, I'm popcorn. I'm handfuls of popcorn on the fly.
Yeah.
Well, one of the best tips is start your breakfast. I'd love to know what you had for breakfast that morning, because if you start your breakfast with protein, healthy fat, and fiber, that's going to keep you much better throughout the day than if you start maybe with a donut or a muffin or a pretzel or a great big latte. What was it? The PSL that was mentioned earlier?
The PSL, yeah.
Guilty.
We got a few months until those.
Yeah. But I started, I think, with an extra large Dunkin'.
I did have a smoothie. That's the thing, but probably doesn't have enough protein in it. I think that's always my key. That I struggle with that one.
So you're saying start the morning with protein and fiber in addition to our caffeine.
And healthy fat. Yep. You can have your caffeine in the morning. One thing I would say, though, is prior to having your coffee, be sure to drink water first. Maybe 16 ounces of water before you start in with the caffeine.
Yeah, that's the tough part to remember too, especially when you get dehydrated in the summer months.
You know what, and Elizabeth, I also am a graduate of, did you go to Institute of Integrative Nutrition?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I do, so it's fun. It's like sometimes you know the things and you just don't do the things.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
that's very true.
Absolutely.
So you talk about eating the rainbow and getting fruits and veggies in, right? This is one of the most difficult things for people of all ages. And of course, this is the Garden State, right? What's your recommended way of getting access to those locally grown fruits and veggies?
Well, it's amazing how much produce we grow here in New Jersey. So number one, go to your local farmers markets. There are so many farmers markets, and they go from town to town. So if you can't make your market this week, check and see what other markets are around. There's also a local produce section in your favorite grocery store. If you can't find it, talk to the produce manager and ask. And all of those things are freshly picked and they're from your local area. So that's a great way. And then the third is there's a CSA. You can actually buy a share in a farm, and then you get a box every week, and that's another great option.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
Yeah, I've done CSAs before.
Really?
They're great. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Sometimes you get stuff that you kind of don't know what to do with, because they will. That I think I got like patty pan squash one time, and I was like, I do not know what to do with this thing.
You're like, what is this?
You're like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, I'll think of something.
When all else fails, roast it.
Yeah, literally, exactly. Yeah, that's
barbecue it.
I was going to say, if there's nothing, I'm like, I'm just going to slice it and roast it. I'll figure it out later. And Elizabeth, you already mentioned, getting your water in before your caffeine. What about staying hydrated throughout the day? How do we know if we're getting enough water? I actually saw the most complicated formula online the other day. It was like, take your body weight, divide it by 2, multiply by 3. And I was like, as soon as you said multiply, you lost me.
Well, the general rule of thumb is half your body weight in ounces of water each day. And the thing is, if you're drinking 1 or 2 glasses of water a day now, do not go from 0 to 100 overnight. Go gradually with that. And also tune into your body and see what's happening. And not to be gross, but the easiest way to check if you're hydrated enough is look at the color of your urine. If your urine is kind of like lemonade color, then you're in good shape. If it's a dark amber, you definitely need to be getting more water. And if it's transparent or clear, then maybe just, back off the water just a teensy bit for the day.
Yeah, especially during the summer months too. It's so easy to get dehydrated so quickly when you're outside and doing things, for sure. All of these topics and these pointers are great for us, but what about our kids? How do we get them to form healthy eating habits early on in life? My kids only eat beige foods right now. French fries, chicken fingers, How do we get that to form?
Well, there are some good beige foods, right? You have cauliflower, you've got some potatoes, you've got mushrooms. But I think this is such an issue for so many of my clients. So I have a few strategies. I mean, number one is pretty obvious, lead by example. If they see you eating a lot of things, and if they're colorful and bright, then they say, hey, I want to try that. Another one is give them choices. Rather than say, you have to eat, this mushy broccoli and Brussels sprouts, which maybe kids have no interest in, give them 4 choices and then have them pick 2. You get 2 of these, which 2 would you like? And why not get them involved? Like, take them to a local farm and pick blueberries, pick strawberries, pick peaches and apples. It's so much fun. They're getting out in nature and they're way more likely to eat it if they have participated. And then one last thing is make it a game. Like, how many new fruits or vegetables can we try this summer? And let them choose. Which ones do they want to try? Like, I remember when I was a kid, the dragon fruit, like, what is this? I had to try it. So once they get excited to try it, they're much more likely, to be keen and to be interested in it.
And
That's
Elizabeth,
so true.
I'll tell you what, to that point, I mean, I've taught children's cooking classes, and just to watch their faces when they eat something that they've made, and they're like, I did this and it's delicious. I mean, and I have them make like pasta and stuff, but even that, just to have the knowledge of like homemade pasta versus a store-bought one,
Right.
I just think, when they see it, then they're
It's like a light bulb goes off.
yeah,
For sure.
they really start to get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And when all
it
else
makes
fails.
such a difference.
Yeah, and when all else fails, bribery, maybe? Like, hey, if you eat your carrots, we
If
can
you
play
eat
some
this,
video games?
yeah. My parents went with that. I'm not sure about that one.
Well, that's one of those. It's funny. I was having a chat with a client the other day, and she was saying, my kids want to put ketchup on their vegetables. I said, listen, get a low sugar option of ketchup, and fine. If they're eating the vegetables, that's good, right? Whatever it takes. So
Whatever it takes to get them in there.
For
yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
Yep, I have a ketchup monster in my house too.
Do you?
On everything. It's like, okay, if you're gonna eat your broccoli with ketchup, do it.
Do it. Go
as long
for
as
it.
you're eating the broccoli. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Hey, Elizabeth, where can we find you and your work?
So my website is puresimplewellness.com. And if you guys go there, you can get my top tips to boost your energy naturally. It's a free ebook that you can download there. And of course, I'm on Instagram, Facebook as well, but that's the best place to connect with me. And then I can send you all the other links.
Awesome.
Amazing.
I signed up yesterday, actually, not gonna lie.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yay.
Elizabeth Girouard, Pure Simple Wellness, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been so much fun.
So much fun.
Yay. Eat the rainbow.
Eat the rainbow.
Eat the rainbow.
Not the Skittles,
Absolutely.
the actual rainbow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.